Hello, everybody. It's Keris here, helping you get your business into schools and nurseries. And I'm so happy to be joined by my amazing Approaching Schools Academy member, Nikki, today. Welcome, Nikki.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for taking the time to come and speak to us. I'm sure you're going to inspire lots of different children's activity providers today who are looking to do exactly what you've done with your local schools. So would you like to introduce your business and tell everybody what you do?
Of course. So as Keris has said, my name is Nikki Talbot. My business is Pudding and Pie. So I teach and help children to be their healthiest and happiest selves through food, glorious food. I set up the business almost 11 years ago now, and I absolutely adore what I do. It's so much more than cooking. It's cross-curricular. So today we've been talking about volcanoes because we've made lemon lava cake. The children are learning, science, maths, all the soft skills as well, the listening, this teamwork, all that kind of stuff. And as I said, I absolutely love being in this community because it's so nice to meet like-minded people.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you remember when you first became aware of me and my free events and things like that?
I do. It was around October last year. I think I saw one of your boot camps. And I enrolled on one of the boot camps. And seriously, Keris, I couldn't believe how many wow moments there were. It was like, oh my gosh, that is so obvious. But yes. And I just thought, if this is what I am learning through a free boot camp, what on earth am I going to learn on the actual thing?
Yeah, so you did actually come and join the Approaching Schools Academy back in August, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, originally, yeah. And I joined the academy December. I think it was December, actually, officially, the actual academy.
Yes, that's right. It was more recent than I thought, actually. Yeah, it would have been December at the end of last year.
It feels like so much longer. Not in a bad way. I have to say, I don't think there's a particular way you have to do the academy, which is the beauty of it, really, isn't it? I personally haven't gone through many of the modules because I just wanted to get started. So I'm still, even though I've done the campaign now 2 or 3 times, I haven't actually done all the modules. I'm taking my time with it and I'm still learning now, which is actually the beauty of it.
Yeah, and of course you've got a full 12 months access in there, so you can very much use it, take the bits you need now and then build on that foundation every time you do a campaign, watch a new module, add a little bit more in. That's why we give you the kind of the full year's access. So before you joined then, did you have any concerns about signing up at all?
Of course. Even though I've been in business for 11 years, I'm still a small business. I still have cash flow issues, and the amount for the academy, although it's worth every single penny, it's still a commitment, isn't it? I will go on to that and talk about that a little bit later, but that was definitely my reservations. So yeah, it did. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, yes, 100%. It was like, I've got to wait up here.
And what made you finally go for it then, despite those kind of feelings, if you like?
The fact that I'd gone through, I think I did 2 boot camps, just to be sure, and I learned even on that second one more and more. And what I love about this, Keris, is that you are very hands-on. Now, anyone that's watching this, Keris has not paid me to say this, but I am really pleasantly surprised at how you've got time for every single person, that you are very hands-on, and it's the detail that you'll go into. And you probably asked the same question, I'm sure, by us 100 times over, but you don't act as if you've been asked it. And no question is too silly, so you're not ever feel judged or do you know what I mean? Everybody feels valued.
That's good. I'm really pleased to hear that, because that is what I want for everybody in my world, definitely. It's fab that you've had that experience as well. Just like you said, just since joining in December. So tell me a little bit more about, because you've mentioned you've been through a few of the modules, but you've just dived into the bits you need so far.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the self-study CPD accredited learning
Yeah.
course, and then we have the live support as well. What have you found to be the most kind of valuable element of that so far since joining in December?
You're going to really laugh at this because I'm not exactly promoting your because I've only got very done a small amount in it. I
Yeah.
love the signature. It's so simple, but it makes
Yeah.
such a difference
Yeah,
because it adds that personal touch.
that's it.
I love how thinking about your data. So when I first set up all those moons ago, I naively thought, right, I'm just going to contact all my local schools. I didn't really think about the bits in front of that in terms of, well, actually, I'd really like to analyse my data first,
Yeah.
take my time, and it is time consuming. I'm not going to say it's not. It's
Yeah, yeah,
worth.
yeah.
It is really worth it because you are qualifying your
Yeah.
data. So now I look at premium schools, premium people schools.
Yes.
So I am validating and qualifying them a little bit more now. Again, I've been bowled over by the results that I'm getting because in 4 months I've looked at my figures really because I have to double check them because I am seriously wowed. Put it this way, I have increased my income by 60%.
Wow, 60%.
60%. I've
Amazing.
gained in 4 months I've gained 5 new settings.
Brilliant.
One of which is my real wow moment, is one of them was I'd never met them before. They never knew about me. I went off and did assembly. I thought it went really well. Didn't hear much from them, but kept chasing them. And I think something that you've said before, Keris, really rings true for me. These people are not waiting for you to they're not waiting. They're not
Not coming
Googling
to
you.
find you.
They're not
Yeah.
coming to find you. Thank you. And so anyway, long story short is that the reason why they were delaying was because they were trying to get funding for me.
Wow.
I
Okay.
know. And they got a 5K bid for me just for pudding and pie, and they gave all of it to me. That's why I'm so tired today,
Amazing.
because I'm doing back-to-back lessons. It's a whole school program. It's CPD, so all including, for me, it's all about learning as well. So I'm having
Yeah.
another string to my bow because I'm doing the CPD with the teachers, which I've never done
Great.
before.
Love that.
And it's also community led because they're also having the families, the parents involved as well,
Love
which
that.
is just, it just ticks so many boxes for me because the community is so important to me. It's an inner city school that wouldn't normally get this attention, let's say.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's why my figures have been so good. So now I'm actually trying to find business for my team. I'm full to the brim. I can't do any more.
Yeah.
But any business that I now get in is for growing my team.
Great.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
Amazing. So brand new school, went off to find funding, and one of my sayings that a lot of people will hear if they come on my free challenges and things like that is, when they see the value, they will find the budget. And you were a prime example, Nikki, of a school taking a little bit longer to get back to you because they went to go and find the budget, and they got funding and awarded you £5,000 of it to deliver this course.
Honestly, and this, I promise you, this is not, it really isn't about blowing my own trumpet. I know
No,
I
of
have to
course
go in the
not.
assembly. I have to go in the assembly and I have to go and wow them. And I have to say,
Yeah.
I do love doing that. I really,
Yeah.
really do. Because you get so much positive feedback from not just the pupils, but the teachers too. But it's honestly down to the academy, because it's given me the structure to follow, which then gives me the confidence to follow it through.
Yeah.
And once you know that it works, you're happy to follow that process and to chase it. And I think we talked some time ago in one of our sessions,
Yeah.
the group sessions. I think we talked about statistics, how many, like let's say my database, again, I'm not waiting for it to be as big as I want it to be. I'm doing it, it's all clean and clear.
Yeah.
So let's talk figures. Let's say I campaign out to 150 settings.
Yeah.
So I address schools and nurseries. I probably get about 2 or 3 that come back for the free taster.
Yeah.
And honestly, I hope this doesn't come back to bite me on the bum, which it probably will do, because it's life, you know, isn't it? But so far, every single one that's had a taster with me has then joined up.
That's amazing. So that makes your numbers really predictable. When you set yourself a revenue goal and you set yourself a target for the number of schools you want to get into, your target is now the number of demos you need to deliver. You mentioned assemblies.
Yeah.
You just know exactly how many assemblies to go and do to get yourself into some more schools, or like you say, for your team.
That's right. And don't get me wrong, I don't get complacent on that, and I am expecting there to be some campaigns that come and they fall flat on their bum. That's okay, because
there always is,
and it's not necessarily down to me or something that I'm doing wrong. It just builds your confidence up. And what I'm trying to say is, whether you've been in business for 5 minutes or 5 years, we all have these little demons, don't we? We all have these little gremlins inside going, are you good enough? Oh, what are you doing? But going back to my original concern or reservation, if you like, for the amount that it cost for the academy to join up, let me get this straight, that has paid for itself 4 times over.
wow,
in 4 months.
amazing.
Which, again, I think is absolutely incredible. I had to write it all down to test it, to just to prove it to myself, because it feels good. Even my accountant has said, what is going on? And I'm like, I know, isn't it brilliant? So yeah, it's I've got a further 6 in the pipeline as well.
Wow.
Just for the next few months. And the other thing that's interesting is that it's the peripheral stuff outside of the campaign as well. So because it's given me more confidence, I've then got, for example, parents that are on a PTFA for a school within academy that I'm already at. So I'm at one school, St Nicholas's, and within that academy is another school, and one of the parents, she emailed me saying, oh, I've just seen you at St Nicholas. Why aren't you at our school? I said, well, it's funny that. I said, because I am contacting your head at the moment. And she went, right, I'm going to too. So that poor head has got me and the PTFA knocking on his door. So it is all those extra bits as well that brings it all together then.
Yes, that ripple effect, is that impact it has on your business as a whole, as a result of going to these schools that are the centre of our communities and essentially raising awareness of your brand in the community. And then there will be PTFAs that become aware of you. There will be other local parents that become aware of you who want to send their siblings to some of your other classes, perhaps. And it just becomes this ripple effect outwards from each of those schools within your community, which is a fantastic place to be in, because that's when you start getting schools knocking on your door, and that's when those opportunities start coming to you, so you don't have to go out approaching so many schools necessarily in the future. Because I know when you joined, Nikki, I remember you were quite keen, because obviously you've had an established business for years. You were quite keen to kind of get more team members on board, because I remember telling you about we have a module in the academy all about attracting your team. The reason I initially put that in there was because people were suddenly having a very good problem to have, where they were finding themselves fully booked from what they'd learned in the academy and needed a team if they wanted to carry on growing. You were in a position where you didn't need to contact new schools unless you were going to grow more of your team. So again, we give you instant access to all of that so that you can just dip into exactly what you need. I love that about the academy, because there's business owners at every single level and they're all benefiting in some way and they're all supporting each other.
That's right.
Which is amazing. Amazing. So how have you found that kind of live support? You mentioned like we've had some group business calls
Mm-hmm.
together. Philippa is also in the
Yes.
academy delivering mindset calls.
Yeah.
Karen is in the
Yeah.
academy delivering curriculum calls. How have you found that kind of live support, Q&As, opportunity to ask questions, get insights from other people?
I found it really, really useful. I think it's useful for so many different reasons on so many different levels. I love the fact that you've got Karen and Philippa on side as well. Karen was really helpful on the curriculum side of things.
Right.
I'm not. I know a lot of people that in the academy are ex-teachers. I'm not.
Yeah.
My background is training manager, finance.
Yeah.
So very, very different. So it doesn't come naturally to me. So the curriculum side, I found really beneficial from Karen. I also love, like I said to you earlier, the detail you go into, Kerry, is you have, I'm sure you haven't, but you appear to have all the time in the world for all of us, which is so lovely. Don't ever feel rushed. And I think a couple of them I've just come along just to listen, because I feel like I can learn so much just from listening. And as you say, sometimes you might think, yeah, I'm good, everything's good. And they're like, oh yeah, I hadn't thought about that. And then you learn. I've never actually been on a session yet and not learned something. And I'm old now, Kerry, so I'm 46. So I'm still learning, which is what I love.
That's the beauty of the group calls, isn't it? Just learning from other people, and they ask a question that you hadn't thought of asking, and suddenly it sparks another inspiring moment for what you can do in your business.
And I think the fact it's on replay, I put my hands up. I'm not very good. Post 7 o'clock, my friends won't even call me because I'm not very chatty. I'm chatting all day, and when it comes to a certain time, I do. But the beauty of your group calls is that people are absolutely fine to not have a camera on. They can watch it on replay, so watch it in their own time. I've been known to do a long journey and listen to the calls on replay, or as I'm doing something else, doing that. So it's very flexible. It's very, very flexible.
Yeah, that was important to me, because everyone that comes into the academy are really super busy people. You're busy with your businesses, you're busy with your families, you're busy with your personal lives. And, you know, it can be hard to fit business development in and work on your business when you're already full to the rafters yourself.
That's right.
So it's very important to me to make the information as accessible as possible, have everything on instant access, but also have everything on instant replay. So if you can't join on a Zoom call, you can follow along on Facebook. If you can't join live, it's immediately available for you to catch up. And like you say, you could either ask a question in advance and get that specific question answered, or you can listen into what everyone else is asking. Chances are it's going to help you with your business anyway. That's great feedback. Thank you. So you joined in December. The last 4 months, you said you've had a 60% increase in income. One of those schools handed you a 5K contract when they went away to find some funding to get you in. Are you able to say how much sort of extra sales you've made in total?
So let me just do my figures. 2, 5, 3, 5. An extra £2,000 a month.
Amazing. So £2,000 a month recurring. Fantastic.
Yes.
And what does that mean for you in your business then?
2 things. For me, I'm all about mindset. So it gives me the absolute certainty that I'm doing the right thing and I'm doing it in the right way. Which just gives me, you know, more traction to just accelerate that. And I'm so excited about, and I mean genuinely excited about getting to more and more children that need this, because the wellbeing piece is so important as well. And I can grow my team. So once my last person in is full and she's happy, I'm then moving on to my next territory. I haven't actually gone through the dream team yet, or whatever it's call it. But I certainly need to, because it is a bit of a chicken and egg, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're trying to get new business, but you need somebody in place in the wings, if you like, and getting that person as well. So for me, mindset, definitely. Growing the team, reaching more children, definitely. And and actually it sounds a bit of a cliche, but it goes back to my why and why I set up
Yeah.
in the first place.
Yeah.
It gives me and my family more choices.
That's
My
amazing.
family is so important.
Yeah.
And it gives us just more opportunities. We love to travel, so it's all that kind of stuff. My son's going to be
Yeah.
embarking on university next year, so it just gives me that extra little bit of, you know, freedom to go, okay, what do we want to do, which is a really nice position to be in. Don't get me wrong, I work
Uh,
really hard for it, really
yeah.
work hard for it.
You really have, and you deserve all of that. So thank you so much, Nikki. I know you've inspired lots of people in this chat today. If you could sum up maybe in one sentence for the people watching who are thinking, do you know what, it might be time for me to start reaching out to my local schools and nurseries and maybe get a bit of support with that, either through a free challenge or through a program like the Approaching Schools Academy, what would you say to them?
One word would be action.
Yeah.
Just do it. Stop thinking about it. Stop being on the sidelines like I was, like we all do.
Yeah.
Just take that action. And if you haven't got access to the funds, I mean, I know that there's a payment plan that you can do,
Yeah.
but if you haven't got access to the funds and you haven't done a boot camp, then just get on that boot camp.
Yeah. Yeah, great advice. Soak up all the knowledge that you have access to, definitely.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time
My
to
pleasure.
speak to me this afternoon. Lovely to catch up with you.
You too,
We'll
Keris.
see you on a Q&A very soon inside
Yes,
the
you
Academy.
will. Take care.
Thanks, Nikki. Bye.
Bye-bye.